Something to think about today. A Daily Caller news article from Monday states, the United States has and continues to support the Israeli military, but the White House is simultaneously condemning Israeli strikes on Hamas militants. Where's the logic in that? How do you support the military and condemn strikes on militants, those who are attacking the nation Israel? This administration has repeatedly violated America's long-standing relationship with Israel. Obadiah verse 7 and 8 speaks of God's judgment upon a nation that has violated or mistreated the nation Israel. And it appears that that same judgment is being experienced by this nation right now. Let's look at what it says in verse 7. All the men in your confederacy shall force you to the border. So in other words, all your allies will distance themselves from you, leaving you standing alone. What ally do we have now that hasn't distanced ourselves? Which one hasn't left us standing alone? But he goes on. It says, the men at peace with you shall deceive you and prevail against you. So the nations that we have peace treaties with will break them and overpower us. Just in the last week, haven't we heard about Russia breaking a long-standing treaty with us? Is Russia trying to overpower us? Clearly. But God goes on and he says, those who eat your bread shall lay a trap for you, and no one's aware of it. So that means the nations that we give assistance and aid to will turn against us and ambush us. Is that happening? Look at what's going on in Mexico, our southern border. Look what's going on in Central America. Those are nations that we continually give aid to, and they're turning on us, and they are ambushing us. Finally, God says in verse 8, will I not in that day, says the Lord, even destroy the wise men? God says He's going to make it so that we have no truly wise leaders. And exactly who looks at our government, whether it's the administration or the Congress itself, and says those are truly wise people? It's clear that God's judgment is upon this nation. We have turned from Him, and as God's people we need to return to Him. And as this nation that God brought into existence, we need to return to being a godly nation. And we need to stand in support of Israel.